Hey guys, how's it going? So today basically I want to go over what my goals are going to be for 2020 and for also in general what I'm planning in the future, because someone asked me the other day in the Q&A like what are my general language goals in terms of just the next however many years, and also I've been asked before, do I want to pick up Japanese? So I'm going to be going over that today, and I also want to go over what I'm planning to do for January as well. And what I'll do is I'll put timestamps on the bottom. I'll split it into two halves, one talking about general big overarching plans and one specifically talking about January, and I'll put timestamps splitting those up below. So for 2020 then, it's January the 1st at the day of recording this. I've just finished, I was out last night with some friends going around for Hot Pot. I've just finished reading Shafu and just started reading The Little Prince. So yeah, I'm still very much focusing on Mandarin. I think looking at the next year, I was looking at the last year and looking at the next year forward. So I think in the past, say I've been studying Mandarin for about 8 months, or exactly 8 months today actually, and I'm kind of getting to a level of comfortableness in a variety of not too complicated topics. I can function in a social group to a limited extent when there's still things that go over my head every now and again, or quite a lot actually, and if they talk about something too complicated I can't always follow it, but I can at least participate in majority of the time, and I think that's quite good. I'm at the moment I just read a few chapters from The Little Prince this morning, and it was like surprisingly easy, especially compared to Shafu. So I've read like a few chapters this morning and it was quite relaxing. I can understand most of it, even some of the literary language that they use there, which is fine. But now in terms of like overarching goals, I mean, like I said, I just finished Shafu and it was very complicated. I didn't understand it perfectly. In fact, I misunderstood quite a lot. I think a lot went over my head, even with looking up words. So, I think the majority of books and novels at the moment would be too hard for me. There's a lot of documentaries and audiobooks I can't understand. There's a lot of, especially technical knowledge and just even simple knowledge that I haven't, like vocabulary that I haven't acquired yet. So there's so much. Even though I think can do quite a lot already, there's still very limited in what I can do in terms of what I want to be able to do. So, like I said, if I picked a random book off the shelf, a random novel off the shelf in the library, I probably wouldn't understand a lot of it. If I wanted to talk about engineering or nutrition or something more like detailed like that, I probably very, very struggle if I could do it at all. I'm comfortable with some topics in detail, but not many. And I think in terms of acquiring that sort of level in a language takes a very, very long time. So people have asked me what I'm planning on doing for 2020. It's going to be sticking with Mandarin, and I think that's going to be the same for 2021, probably 2022 as well. So in terms of the near future, I can't see this changing anytime soon, because I really want to try and get to a level at least comparable with my English one. I can pull a book off the shelf and I can, maybe there's some words here or there that I don't understand, but I can get the gist of it, as long as it's not on like some super obscure abstract technical topic that I'm not familiar with. Or I want to be able to listen to an audiobook and understand most of it. I want to be able to speak about a range of complicated topics, but I can't do any of that at the moment, and in order to get, I think it's going to take a very long time. Yeah, and people ask me about Japanese as well, and I think, so people have asked me, and I get on with my classmates quite well. I mean, a lot of them are Japanese. I still like the media. I like the video games and the TV shows and stuff. But I'm not entirely sure. It's something I'm like at least have a vague interest in. But it's a big time commitment, and I'm not sure I'm really necessarily going to invest that for something like, I'm interested in video games or whatever. Even though I can just find English, Spanish, or Chinese versions of those, and I don't really see. I'm not sure if that's a big enough reason. And looking at how long it would take, I'm not sure. And the other thing as well is because after I started Mandarin, especially, my Cantonese spoken ability has gone down quite a lot. So like I can understand, okay, and then when I try to speak, it's all Mandarin in my head. So I think, if I was to go back to anything, it wouldn't. If I was to change from Mandarin, it wouldn't be to go to Japanese. I'd probably go back to Cantonese, maybe even Spanish. Probably not Spanish. I'd probably go back to Cantonese. So it's really looking at like the big picture, and maybe it's something I will do eventually, but like probably not in the next 5 years, if that. And who knows, maybe in a few years I'll get bored of this whole thing and just want to like enjoy what I've got and just kind of move on and not try and be spending so much time on this anymore. So I'm not entirely sure with that. That's it. So in terms of 2020, I'm going to be basically focusing on Mandarin the whole year, especially now I'm in Taiwan. There's no reason for me to focus on anything else. Probably around June, July, I'm going to be going back to the UK. So maybe in the summer, like I said, because my Cantonese is in quite a miserable state at the moment, and to be honest, so is my Spanish. People speak fast. I only did it for a few months, but I could at least participate in group conversations limitedly before. Now I can't. So maybe I'll spend like a month or something in the summer going back to those two and trying to revive them and document that a little bit. But apart from that, I can't. It's going to be basically Mandarin for the foreseeable future. So that's my goals for 2020. Nothing too exciting, just more of the same. And I'm going to try and really get this to go as far as I can. So with January, what are my goals? So what I've been doing is I've actually compiled on Google Docs, and I'll show you in a second, a big list of books I want to read. So what I've done is I was having a look online about a lot of different books that I want to read, and I'm going to leave a link to both of these Google Docs in the description if anyone's interested. This is a list of books I want to read in the future. A lot of the links here are free download links, and this one is just documenting what I've done so far. So again, I've read The Linguist and I've just read Shafu, so I'll be looking to start the third one now. So for January, like I said earlier, I'm just looking to start The Little Prince. I've read the first 4 chapters this morning. It was quite easy, quite light. I think when I finished Shafu, I wanted something a bit lighter and easier that I can just kind of plow through and enjoy a bit more. So I've kind of dropped the difficulty a bit. Also, I want to read this, Shiqing Shijiyangde, and it's a total of about 38 pages, quite small. And also this one called Huozhe, which again was downloaded off howto.net. So here are the links to download if you want to download The Little Prince or Huozhe. And the link for this one is down from my website if I just scroll down. Under non-fiction here, under the section for vegan, I think there's a download link here, and there's sections here with 3 books. This is the one I'm reading this month. There's 2 others, they're all free, they've got full audio if anyone's interested. So yeah, that's my goals for next month, read all of these 3. So in terms of this one, Shishing Shijiyangde, it's not a EPUB, I couldn't convert it to a PDF, I couldn't get it on my Kindle, so I'm going to be reading that on the computer. It's literally just a text document I'm going to read in Google Docs with probably the help of a pop-up dictionary. So I've not, like this sort of dictionary, and just go through like that. It's not something I've experimented with before. I expect I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much as Kindle, but it's the only medium I could get this book in, so I'm going to give it a try and let you guys how I know how that feels. And then probably after that, moving after January, what I'm going to do is, again, I've compiled, so this is English books designed for young adult learners. So there's Lords of the Flies, Charlotte's Web, Make One the Fifth Treasure, 13 Reasons Why, and so on. And these are all, again, free download links. There's some thriller books that I want to read, which are normally not too complicated. Maybe the Da Vinci Code will be a bit harder because of its length, I'm not sure. But again, these are all free. There's the list of Chinese novels that I want to read. Again, all of these are free download links. So I'm going to leave a link to this doc in the description if anyone's interested. And I'll also leave a link to the video saying how to convert from these EPUB files to get it on your Kindle or PDF so you can actually read it. But yeah, in terms of these, put them through here, these would probably be quite complicated. So this is just an idea, showing you an idea of what I want to read. If you're interested in books that I'm looking at reading as well, there's the Witcher series. I actually found the Game of Thrones series all for free download as well, and then some non-fiction down here. Most of these are paid though. So yeah, that's what my plan is for next month. Just go through these 3 here. So yeah, basically, so it's more of the same. I'm going to be continuing with Mandarin next year for probably all of the year, apart from maybe a month when I might go back to do a revival mission for Cantonese, and then probably the year after that it'll be the same. It's not something I can see changing in the near future, or even the distant, or even the not too near future as well. So yeah, let me know what your guys' goals are. Let me know what you guys are planning on doing. I'm always interested to hear from you guys. So that's it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.